Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone, who grew well, teach well with sincerity, honesty, and integrity. Brothers who's laboring this truth, putting their life on the line, especially in these times. Salutations to you, brothers. And you brothers and you sisters believe in this truth wholeheartedly and sincerely. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Alright, so pray this lesson is edifying, straight to the point. Just wanted to go over a few things that I seen and heard through the news, a few articles I read. And, it's getting things are starting to things. You see, you go look at your. They try to distract you with a lot of other type of news in the world. You know, what's been talked about a lot lately has been the TikTok ban. We're going to touch on a little bit of that. You know, the whole Donald Trump thing. You know, definitely still talking about the war over there in Ukraine. You know, but again, see this media, these mediums, they do their witchcraft and they like to control the narrative. All right, but as you know it, there's more and more things that's going on, and it's starting to be on right on people's doorsteps, man. They starting to reach harsh times, man. Prices continue to still go up. You know, banks is still looking. It's not a great forecast for these banks. You know, they're looking to move toward their new agenda, their new world order, their agenda of the new world order. And that's central bank digital currency, that currency that you would need, that grain of rice, right? Look, you see right here it says as evictions spike spike in Boston and across Massachusetts. You know, uh, you can read the whole article, but it says evictions are spiking. It's GBH News. Evictions are spiking in Massachusetts. Will Beacon Hill Act, and they used to call that nigger hill, but that's another topic for another day. But point I'm making is uh, I wanted to say I was listening to the news and they had whether it's you know 100% right or not, the statistics, they said the statistics, the rate is up 75%. You know, evictions is up 75%, man. So it just shows you, man, people are losing their homes. I ran across somebody at work. I was working, and his landlord said he had to evict 28 people in 1 month, 28 units, because it was a multi-unit building. He did with a bunch of studios. They said he evicted 28 units in 1 month, man. People were struggling to pay their bills. People were struggling to pay their rent, man. People were struggling to put food on their table. Things is getting real hard for people, man. You know what? Let me get a preset for that. It's like the devil got always do some devil trying to get that to work. Let's go here. Fact. Let's go here. Matthew 24 and 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And that's what we're heading towards, Jacob's trouble, man. A time where it's going to be very, very, very hard, you know, to survive, man. Bottom line. And that's why the scriptures, you know, it puts you in the mind frame to understand that you have to prepare for that stuff spiritually and mentally. And only the Lord is going to put you in that mind frame, right? When you go right here, go right here as well. It says in second Esdras, Second Ezra 16 and 40. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle. See? Because there's going to be a lot of things that's happening. Right now, we're going through a lot of spiritual warfare. You know, the ducks being put in place, the infrastructure's being put in place. But again, so they can go forward with their agenda, right? So it's going to get harder to live, man. They're going to make it difficult. They're going to make it where to the point where you you rely and depend solely on them and their new system, you know, and which is that B system, you know, the MOTB. All right, oh my people, back to Second Ezra 16 and 40. Oh my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and then those evils be even as and those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Right, so you ain't gonna have no place to rest your head, man. You're gonna be, you know, the things is gonna get real difficult, man. You know, real difficult. You know, they got those 15-minute cities, right, where they even making it harder for you to get to one point of the city to the next without certain credentials, man. They already got them in China, right? Because that's how you know that they know it's gonna be a time where people are gonna be like vagabonds, man. People are gonna be like nomads, like nomads. You know what I'm saying? All right, like they're gonna be wanderers, right? And that's what's gonna go down, man. People are gonna have no place. Their house is gonna be ransacked by their neighbors, right? You know, they may not have the certain credentials. You know, they may not even afford to keep their lights on, right? To keep hot water, keep gas, right? Because if they can't afford to pay rent, you know, obviously they owe, you know, whatever gas or electric company that's in their area, in their region. So it's getting very difficult out here for people to survive and live, man. And who's gonna feel it the most, man? You black, you so-called black, you so-called brown, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, because you at the bottom of the scale, right? So you know that's why they say that's why you more uh, able to get these diseases, man. Because in our communities we have the worst food, we have the worst access to resources. We have lack of resources, man. You know, and that's by design. That's by strategy, man. Strategically done. You know, we're at the short end of the stick, man. So it's gonna get much harder, man. And that's Jacob's trouble, man. The whole world gonna be tried, but Jacob's gonna get trouble, man. The world's gonna go through it. But see, these other nations, man, they don't have no. They're gonna fall in line, man. You see, in China, they easily fall in line. They easily go do whatever their master tell them, man. You know, even if they buck up, because they do buck up, they do protest these other heathen nations. You know, because it's still it's still that you know, they still feel that that authoritarian, you know, totalitarian, you know, ways of their government. But you know, ultimately, man, they're gonna fall in line, man. You know, and there's gonna be a bunch of you, even Jake gonna fall in line, man. But that's Jacob's troubles gotta come, man. That's that great tribulation that we read, man. Let's go back to it. The whole it's gonna be great tribulation. It's gonna be matter of fact, let's go to here. But it's just gonna get bad. It's gonna get bad, man. And we're not gonna jump on that. We're gonna go to the next topic. Matter of fact, it's gonna get bad. Just to keep it simple. Let's go here real quick. As just reading the titles. You know, we're not gonna go deep into the article, but it says as Congress eyes TikTok ban, what could happen to the social media platform? It's basically, in a nutshell, they saying the CEO, his testimony and he's not able to fully sway. He's not really doing anything to sway the Congress to change their mind on banning having them sell TikTok, man. But ultimately, when you go look into it, and you know, I don't really go too much on TikTok, but you know, I done been on TikTok. I seen brothers do a few lessons from information they got off TikTok. And you just, again, like even the brothers would tell you, got to be very careful with, because it's just anybody who can just put together something on TikTok. But that's the thing. Everybody has a platform and a word on TikTok. And that how they've been having a campaign against anything that goes against their ideologies, their speech. They call it hate speech. If you talking against their new world order, that's their agenda, then they're gonna call it hate speech, man. So they don't want anything that can taint or ain't have people think a certain way. Where they have a huge platform, people have a huge platform, and they can sway people into thinking a certain way or have any because this is the age of information and they want to be in control of all the information, right? Like just like how they have control of Google and YouTube, right? They want control of the TikTok platform as well, man. They say it's surveil. The Chinese can surveil, use it for surveillance and things of that nature. That may be true also, but it's a threat to their whole way of doing things, man. And a lot of information been coming out on there. Whether you have some false, it's just a lot of information, and they don't want that information going out there. They want to be controlling the narrative, man. Just like when the whole Juicy Juice came out, they wanted to be in control of the narrative, man. So, matter of fact, we'll go ahead just to get a few precepts. Like we see what he's doing, man. We see what the devil's doing, man. Matter of fact, and just stay, and the elect men of the Lord, especially the ones that's out there that's been commanded to teach, that's been given that task through the Spirit and power, Yahweh Shemi Shai. They're watching, man, and they're not easily to be taken, man. They seeing everything, and you watching everything. Whether you're trying everything. You're like, okay, let's see what they're doing here. Why are they looking to do this? What's the main thing that's coming out on these TikToks, this platform, man? Yeah, it could have some threat to their it could be some surveillance done on there. But mostly, man, you see a lot of information, whether it's true or not, it's still information that they feel as though that they can't control, man. And they don't like that, man. And a lot of people have access to it. It's not like when you go into one of those alternative sites like Odyssey or BitChute or Rumble, where people go, but it's not on a global scale. People are making millions off of TikTok, so much things is so much channels and different viewpoints is on this TikTok, which they feel as though they don't have total control, like how they did. Because back in the day, man, I remember when you go on YouTube, man, back in the day, man, they have so much information you can get off of YouTube. Now they done they done shadow ban, they done took off they done um gave channel strikes, they done banned channels, right? They doing everything in their power on those government those government sites. If they feel like if they can't control it, man, they shouldn't be around. All right, but let's go back to Matthew 24 actually. Let's go to Matthew 24 and we got it. Matthew 24 and 24, for it shall arise false Hamashiachim and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect. Right? And then if you go here, it's like 'cause the things that they do, the smoke and mirrors with all these distractions, when you see entertainment, the elect is not going to be deceived, man. We're not ignorant. Matter of fact, we'll get that one. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. You see? So we're gonna be constantly watching, man. We're gonna constantly be praying and seeing what's going on in the media, and we're gonna be sifting it out. We ain't gonna just report on something until we have we have evidence that we feel as though that it's worth reporting on it, man. And that can be again speculation, but that's what's coming out on those TikTok platforms, man. A lot of information. Whether again, like I said, whether it's truth or not, it's information they feel as though they can't control. So they have a problem with that. They have a problem. And if it is China surveillance, they absolutely gonna have a problem with that as well. Because we're getting closer to war times, man. But we still not ignorant to their devices, man. They're looking to set up that new world order, man. That one way of doing things, man. And as you and they gotta have total control. All right. So that age of the information age, man, the only information that you're gonna have is information that they give you, man. That access to the open information, you can see if you just been looking, it's been dwindling immensely. You know, like I said, YouTube, Google, Yahoo. I remember you could just search in and just everything be on that search engine. So many websites got shut down, right? So it's only right they're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna do the same thing to TikTok. They was already talking about it at the World Economic Forum as well. How they want to have control on the information and the misinformation that's out there. So that's one of those platforms that a lot of people are doing that they would deem as misinformation, man. So you know, continue to stay sober and stay vigilant, and the Lord is going to continue, showing us signs, man, showing us things that this place is being unsown, man. This place is they're starting to be like, they're really crumbling, man, and that's why they're coming down with this great wrath. That's how they're moving as fast as swiftly, because they see their kingdom slipping between their fingers, man. And that's a beautiful thing, man. We're in this beautiful time. We just got to constantly endure. All right, so with that, I pray this lesson, is edifying. I just wanted to bring out a few points through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Shalom to the Old for